Rev up your engines!
Shock ambulance asks one more question. I hate the traffic in Houston, so I really don't want a manual, but people hate on automatics. With Formula One, they use paddle shifters, so what's the difference? Those guys are driving like maniacs. They do have a clutch. They have to have a clutch, because they have to start from zero when they take off. When they first take off, they got to get a clutch to get it in first gear. Otherwise, it would stall out as soon as you put it in gear. So they do have a clutch then, but after that, they're just using the paddle shifters. Those things are set up for racing. They are designed by genius engineers. The stuff you're buying on the street with paddle shifters, they don't work that well. They're not as direct as a standard transmission. I've driven many of them, and I didn't like them because, yeah, you can shift the gear by pushing it, go 1, 2, 3 or 3, 2, 1. There's always somewhat of a time lag. Race car drivers, yeah, there's a setup not for a time lag because it's for racing. It's set up completely differently. But for the ones that people drive on the street, I personally don't like them. But if somebody likes to fiddle around with shifting, they can go ahead and do it. To me, it's not direct enough. I got to drive a race car once a couple of years ago, and man, those things, yeah, they really... They ship like maniacs because those guys are winning races by, hundredths of a second. So they care about every little bit of time. But for the ones on the street, I'm not a fan of them. Oh, oof, ask Scotty. Sometimes my car accelerates by itself. I check the throttle cable, clean the throttle, and idle speed control doesn't fix the problem. Any tips? Okay, if you have cruise control, is disconnect the cruise control. Disconnected. Because sometimes I've seen those systems break down on people's cars and the cruise control just turns itself on for no reason whatsoever. So take the fuse out or unplug the wiring harness to the cruise control module. And if it doesn't do it, that's what's doing it. A lot of times throttles will get sticky. So I got a video. Make your car run better with a little spray cleaner. Watch that. There's 2 cans of cleaner you can use. It's like $18 for the 2 of them combined in most places. Take you half an hour. You can clean all that stuff, and a lot of times it's carbon buildup and they stick and then do that. So, hey, as he says, Scotty, I'm buying a brand new F-150 soon. From what I've seen, which motor is better? A 3.5 EcoBoost or the 5-liter V8? I'd go for the Coyote 5-liter V8 because that is a proven engine. It's got power. The EcoBoost, yeah, they get good gas mileage. They do have power, but you're getting a V6 engine. It's got 2 turbochargers on it, and it's got GDI. When those things get old, they're just going to wear out faster. That's just common sense. A non-turbocharged engine always outlasts the turbocharged engine. There's less pressure inside the engine. Plus, you don't have a very expensive turbocharger. In the case of those V6s, they got 2 turbos. Eventually, they're going to wear out, and they cost a fortune to replace too. So I go with the Coyote V8 on that one. The emblem says 2013 Mini Countryman S for a first car, or should I get a 2013 Lexus IS 350? I've already owned a Mercury, but the engine blew, so yeah. Definitely the Lexus. Go for the Lexus. I got a customer with a 2013 Mini, and the engine blew on that. They're not very well made. Made by BMW and they're made in England, but BMW owns the company. They got a lot of BMW parts, and they're endless money pits as they age. And that one's, 7 years old already practically. So definitely go for the Lexus. They last longer. You'll be happier with them. They ride a lot better. I mean, the Minis, if you really want a Mini, my advice is lease one for a year or 2 and get it out of your system. Matthew Dropko says, bleeding brakes. Is it easier with 2 people or with a 1-man brake bleed kit? It's easier with 2 people. Because if you do it with 2 people, it makes it a lot simpler. One guy has the wrench, and you go to like the right rear tire because that's the furthest one away. Then you say, open the bleeder and say, push it to the floor. They push it to the floor. Then you close the bleeder. Then after you close it, you say, open the brakes. They take their foot off the brake. Then wait about 5-10 seconds. Then you open the bleeder again and you tell them, hey, stop on the brake. And you do that 3 or 4 times. And then you go right rear, left rear, right front, left front. And you can really bleed them out quite well doing it that way. I don't know with the machine, there are 1-man kits, and I have them because I work by myself. But really with 2 people, you're going to get a faster, more solid result with an actual human. If the human that you know can obey rules and do exactly what you tell and not pick up when you don't want to and suck air into the systems. Do it with somebody that's got at least half a brain in their head. So if you never want to miss another one of my new car repair videos, remember to ring that bell.